Welcome to another episode of One-on-One. My name is David and I'm joined by Dr. Emilie. How are you, Emilie?
I'm great, Dave. Thanks for inviting me back.
Well, it's great to have you here. As you know, Dr. Emilie heads up the child psychologist and counselor team that supports all of our Kids Hope USA national network. And along the way, they have accumulated years worth of questions that have come to them from mentors and directors out across the country. What we've done is we've selected a few of the most popular questions, and that's what we're going to address. So Emilie, let's dive right into a very popular question, and that is, how do I mentor when my student says that he or she is bored and starts to withdraw or just shut down?
Right.
How do I mentor them?
That's a common issue, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
For sure. So let's think about that. Boredom can be communicated in two ways. Sometimes kids say that they're bored with their words, and sometimes they simply act bored. But those can be both addressed in different ways. For instance, if they say that they're bored, you might ask them more about that. I wonder if you're bored. I wonder if we can add another feeling word to that. For instance, are you feeling sad, or are you feeling rejected? Are you feeling hurt? Those other words might even help him process what he's really meaning when he says, I feel bored. Okay. But if they're acting bored, as if they're just not excited about the time you're spending together, right, I would encourage some different things. First of all, consider what you might do to do something unexpected or silly, because that draws kids in really, really quickly. I have a pair of sunglasses, really large sunglasses in my office that occasionally I'll stick on, and I often just start hearing giggles from the student that I'm working with because it's unexpected. And if you can think about something like that, you can often release the child from feeling disconnected, and you can instead then draw them in and engage them in an activity that you're doing.
Okay, so that's what was happening then when my little guy said he was bored, and I said, what did you say? He said, I'm bored, and I intentionally just fell out of my chair and went down on the floor and started crying and saying, I can't believe you're bored, I can't believe you're bored. But it did sort of eliminate boredom from our vocabulary for the day, and we kind of laughed and joked around a little bit more. So that's really what was going on. I just unintentionally sort of used a Dr. Emilie tool there.
Absolutely. That's great, Dave. You were anticipating well. The other thing that you might talk with your student about is that boredom is a choice. Boredom is choosing not to do an activity. So if that's a choice, then we can also choose to participate in an activity. So draw them in, choose something child-centered. Is there something that they enjoy? Do they have a favorite game? Do they like to color? Or if they like to be active, can we go outside? But if you can focus on something that the child enjoys, or at least for a portion of your session, then you can draw them in and help eliminate some of those bored feelings as well.
Yeah, and so the word bored, when you hear that, it could just mean, hey, let's change it up a little bit.
Sure.
Yeah, so it doesn't always mean, hey, as a mentor, you're failing in this moment.
Oh my goodness, yes. And that's an important message for mentors as well. When a student says that they are bored, know that that's a really common language that students are using. Yeah. So it is not just the mentor that are hearing that word. That's common for parents and for teachers and for administrators as well. So it's common language, but the mentor has an opportunity to do something different with the student, and that gives the mentor an advantage.
Wow, thank you. These are wise words about that big word, boredom. So, and it's bound to come up. It really is. It's bound to come up. And in working through issues like, what do you do when somebody says they're bored? That's when you know you're really giving it your best, as far as when you don't give up on that. And by giving that extra effort at those times, it will make your life together very rich. And we all know that life together is life at its best.